starting now.
Keto. Keto. Keto.
What are we starting now?
Keto. Keto.
That's how you say it.
Keto.
Wait, how are
yeah.
you saying it? No,
Yeah.
it's not like...
I'm still hearing keto. It's weird.
No, it's... Why do you say it weird?
It's got to be one of those blue dress, black dress, or blue dress, white dress things.
You don't even know what dress color it is, and it's not even one of the colors that you could pick from. Black is not a choice on that multiple choice question.
I thought it was green, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw that. She probably, I don't know what I saw on that one. I think it was blue. I think I saw blue.
Oh, I gotta wait for my wife to quit typing. You probably picking that up, huh?
I can't hear it on Discord, but, we're starting. We're starting.
Clickety clackety clickety clappy.
Keto.
Keto.
There you go.
All right, Dan will have to do some editing. We're starting.
Nope. I'm going to leave it all. This is like one of those things where it's like acceptable where you work from home for some of the tolerances of the business place because it's changed.
I guess she's billing hours. We're all good.
Right. But in her case, she's like, well, I'm working and you're over here chit-chatting with your friend.
Hey,
and in our case,
we're trying to work too.
Sometimes you hear my dog in the background, and that's kind of just the nature of the doing business from working from home, right? Or like, Dad, I pooped in my hand, whatever that looks like. That's just part of the operation, when in these pandemic times.
But you can edit that out if you want to.
I know, but maybe I don't.
Well, maybe I don't want to say keto. I want to say keto.
Well, maybe you're wrong.
Potato, potato.
Well, you're still wrong.
Tomato, tomato.
One of those is still wrong.
Purple, blue, whatever.
One of them is a derivative of the other one.
You're a derivative. Spell derivative.
Keto. D-E. Can you use it in a sentence?
What? Keto?
Derivative.
Derivative?
What's the origin?
Mathematics.
And then I'm going to write it on the back of my name card with my finger. Hang on.
And I'm gonna sit behind you to shake my head. Just shake my head.
D-E-R.
You're a fucking idiot, Dan. Nope.
I-V-I-T-A-V-E. I probably spelled that wrong. Derivative. And fuck!
Derivative.
They should do a spelling bee for hockey player names because that shit would be torched. Everyone would be out in the first round. Spell WA.
For hockey players?
Yeah. Next person.
Spell WA. Can you give me the country of origin? Canada.
Shit.
Can you use it in a sentence? Yes, I went to the bar and got a WA Rogers.
A WA Rogers. Oh my God. That party, dude, that dude was getting so livid. Because no, dude, it's a Roy Rogers. He's like, yeah, but if Patrick Waugh ordered it, he would have ordered a WA Rogers. And he was like, no, but it's a Roy Rogers. And he was getting fucking just so irritated. He did one of those squints like, I can't take this no more. And totally lost his fucking apples over it.
Yeah. It's
crayon
apples. It's Red's apple ale.
I don't think that was anything at that point. At that time, Reds wasn't a thing. Not mainstream.
Nope.
It wasn't movie quality.
We're about, 4 minutes in this thing? What episode are we on?
We're on episode 14.
So 14 for those of you who don't know what the hell Dan's talking about.
Welcome to episode 14. We made it. That's just going to be my entrance every time is that we made it.
We made it.
We made it to what? Yes, we've made it.
Yep. Made it to
another
24 or 14.
Keto or keto, If you accept my 1T numbers, I'll accept your mispronunciation of keto. How about that?
No.
Deal?
You sound like an idiot.
You sound like an idiot when you say keto.
I'm doing it for comedic fashion. You're doing it because you like it more.
Do you not think that I want to 1T up for, comedic fashion as well? Or the fact that, I'm right? You just don't want to admit that I'm right.
I will never admit anything, even if you are remotely close to being right.
Yeah, I don't like that about you. It's okay to be humble, Ray.
No.
Sometimes someone might have a good idea, or someone might have a good point, or someone might be correct.
Not if it's not mine.
It's okay to admit that. It's okay to tell them.
Oh my gosh. You're absolutely right in that one, Dan. See, there you go. But the whole Wenty thing is fucking stupid.
You got to get over it. You just got to get over it.
We keep rolling with it.
Well, we're going to. It's we're live. 1T4 coming in hot of illicit packets. It's hot.
14.
Hot off the tracks. All right. So let's see. Where do we want to start today?
Yeah. So I did some research on one of the things I was trying to talk about last episode about the eternal rulers of Korea. That is a thing.
Oh, wow. We're getting right into the history lesson.
Yeah,
it is the first day of
fact-checking.
school in my district today. So you didn't even want to like welcome the kids and fucking orientate them with give them orientation to their new like distance learning. You just want to get right to the lecture.
Not my kids. My kids aren't doing that shit.
Did you ever have a college professor that was that way where it's like, oh, you're just going to pass out the syllabus and
Hey
kind
man,
of tell us how the class
it's very
works?
unprofessional that I hear your dog in the background, okay?
Yeah, well, it's the nature of working from home.
Can you make sure he doesn't shake and I hear his collar, please? Thanks.
Yeah, I try to edit that out as much as possible. He doesn't do it that often, but he's licking his ass right now, and more power to him.
Dude, you should get a soundbite of that. Just plug it in every
Dude,
once in a
that
while.
is fucking, that is disturbingly gross. Like when he does it, it's so annoying. Especially when he does that shit at like 5 a.m. at the edge of the bed, and the bed starts shaking because he's like, like gnawing on it and shit.
Just in it.
It's just in it, and it's like, dude,
Just makes that sloppy, flappy, gross
like-
suction noise.
props to you for getting your ass eaten out at 3 a.m. That's not how the rest of us are fucking enjoying this right now. Like, good for you, bud, but please do that in the other fucking room.
Quit
so
tossing your salad in bed, but
He's got his own bed in my office where like I don't sleep, so he could do that shit in here while I'm sleeping all night
go to your
long.
room to toss your own salad.
No, he's got to like, hey, I just decided I was going to come in here after sleeping all night in my bed in the office, and then I'm just going to lick my ass for the next hour. Dude, please. I have an alarm for a reason, and you're not it.
The ass licking alarm isn't. What if that was your alarm clock instead of like the it's just that dog ass licking sound.
Fucking the snooze is me kicking him. Get off, dude. Quit. Like, stop. Well, all right. Good orientation. That's on this. That's going to be on the test in about 3 weeks. And now for the lesson. We were talking previously about fact checking on your eternal emperor of Korea. Is that correct?
Yeah, because I wasn't too sure. So I come back to that and circle back, and yeah, North Korea has eternal leaders. So even though they are dead, they are still referred to as the eternal leader of North Korea. And there's two of them. There's Kim Il Sung and Kim Jong Il, are eternal leaders.
Kim Jong Il defined himself as an eternal leader.
No, his father did. It looks like, or Kim Il Sung.
Well, I said ill, right? But he said what they said, and then you just said Kim Jong Il is an eternal leader.
Yeah, they named him that as well.
Oh, so Kim Jong Un really doesn't control anything. His dead daddy does.
But apparently, once he dies, he'll probably get the title as well.
Well, then how do they like? But if they're dead and they're eternal, how do they tell people what to do?
They don't. It's kind of like an honorary thing. But if you look at Kim Jong Un, is he the current
Yeah, I
one?
think he's the current one. I don't know. I haven't kept up on North Korean current affairs. We should call Dennis Rodman and ask him. He should know.
I don't think he is allowed there anymore.
Well, that's a fucking misfortune right there.
I think he's not even called like the president, because it's like a fake democracy the way they set this up, right?
Do you think we live in a legit democracy?
This is even worse than ours, if that's what it is.
I don't think democracy is really a thing. Sounds great on paper. It's kind of like communism. Sounds great on paper, but in reality, it just is not working the way people think it should work.
What are you talking about, dude? We can pick our American Idol singers just fine.
I think that's rigged. I bet you there's a bunch of people with like in China that get paid to like dial and press 1 for, Kelly Clarkson.
Maybe. But yeah, so Kim Jong Un is the current chairman of the party.
Okay.
So he's not the president.
Chairman of the party.
The other
That's
two
kinda
are
classy.
eternal leaders.
What's it? You think there's like a step in between chairman of the party and then like, like dope ass party host and then supreme leader of eternity?
Nope.
That's it. You just know the hierarchy right there is chairman of the party and then eternal leader.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Do you get any superpowers when you become the eternal leader?
I hope so.
What would be if you like you turn into a dragon or something, right? Like what would be your like if you were going to be the supreme eternal leader of a country, what would your dying wish to, make sure that you have this special power, or at least to tell your disciples what you evolve into?
Oh, so like if I was going to make something up and tell people like, hey, when I die, I'm going to turn into whatever and come back and haunt you guys. What would that be?
Well, like that, or just like, when I die, my eyes will see all that you do inside and outside of the world and will always be looking over you in my, spirit land and guide your path to fortune and health, whatever the fuck. I don't know, some random shit.
Man, bear, pig.
So when you die, I will execute the order to make man, bear, pig real.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. So then that's where people like may believe like Sasquatch is still real and go hunt it forever. So the Koreans will be ever longing hunt for man, bear, pig and start a whole fucking new urban myth / legend.
Yeah, exactly. Should I go over to Korea and try to petition to be the new chairman of the board?
Chairman of the party?
Yeah.
Good luck. Honestly, I wish you luck.
These fucking Americans calling everything keto. It's keto, right? North Korea? What it is.
Is that how it is? That's how you're going to start World War VII. Is that you and I'm going to become president of the United States. You're going to become the chairman of the fucking whatever board of eternity. And then we're going to argue over pronunciation of words.
I wonder how hard that would be to actually like go and immigrate to another country, like a third world country or something like that, and become a president, like rule the country.
I don't know. Give it a couple of years. We might become a third world country and you can give it a shot right here.
No. America's got too much skin in the game.
Yeah, we're all fat. That's right.
No.
You're absolutely correct.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like if you want to, like, I was reading a book one time. It was talking about building habits and all this other stuff. And one of the things it talked about was, hey, if you want to make it into the Olympics, right? All you have to do is find one of those obscure sports and just become decent at one of those obscure sports, right? So if I wanted to go to the Olympics and I pick a sport like badminton, which...
Dude, there's people fucking good.
Yeah, but when I first got to the Olympics, right? No one was extremely good at that. So you just got to pick one of those sports that's like, I'm on the cusp of like, getting into the Olympics and where a lot of people have been caught on.
Yeah, like Shaun White in snowboarding.
Yeah, or the archery or whatever it is, right? And that's how you get to the Olympics, is by picking some obscure sports. So kind of the same mentality. Hey, if I went to some obscure poor country, could I petition my way into becoming part of their ruling government? How long would that take? Because I can't run for president of the United States right now because I'm not old enough.
I can.
I'm not tall enough to ride that ride yet.
I could run. I legally can run.
Yeah, go vote for yourself. That would be like officially on the ballot. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think
one vote for Dan Bailey.
I think I'm gonna try in like 10 years. I'm gonna start a revolution and then just run for president. I'm gonna win.
What would be your platform?
It's gonna be made out of metal and wood that I would stand on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be sturdy.
Not corrugated metal, but just metal and wood?
No, just metal and wood. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, platform. In what regard?
I don't know. How would you win this thing?
Reset button. I would pull up my old Nintendo and I would like show the button. I'd like, hey, this cartridge, and it'd have USA written on the sticker, right? I'm playing to my people, right? The millennials.
Cartridge, yeah.
And I'll go, hey, this is the US. It's not working so good. And then I blow across the cartridge like a couple times and I stick it in and I push it down. And then I'd hit the power button. You see like, oh man, blue screen. So weird. It's kind of weird, right? And then I just hit the reset button. I'd be like, this is us, America. And then it would load up and it would show like fucking, like bronze statues of like our heroes and like football and like beer cans and like the Olympics and like all the stuff that's made America great, not MAGA hats. And then maybe that would be part of the loading screen, would just be like a slash through a MAGA hat, like not this, right? And then people are like, oh my God, he's going to start it all over again. I'd be like, let's reset it, just like Nintendo. And because I'm sponsored by Nintendo there, we get relationships with Japan, and all the parts are made in China. So I fix all that kind of shit with the Middle East or with our Eastern country partners. And then everyone's like, oh, great. Yeah. And then we're owned by China. And then, everything's going to be great again. I'm kidding. That's not the play. But the reset button.
So essentially your goal is to hit the reset button to make America great again. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, get rid of the Make America Great Again hats. You just don't want the hats here.
Yeah, those hats are dumb. They're made in China.
They're snapbacks, right?
Yeah, man. Get fitted. Go the extra mile here, guys. I mean, even flex fit would be remotely acceptable at this point.
I mean, fuck it, dude. If you're going to get snapbacks, you might as well just get bucket hats, right?
God damn. No, dude, I'm going to get those
urban camo bucket hats.
I'm going to get those Shriner hats. The ones that are kind of top and kind of like coney looking, with the guys in the little cars. I'm going to get those kind of hats.
With a tassel thing on it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You put it on monkeys and all that?
Yeah. And they like pedal for coins and stuff and do tricks.
Yeah.
I'm going to get those kind of hats. Yeah.
Huh.
Or they're all going to be fucking pinwheel hats. You can like fly away with them. Or pretend.
Instead of doing a pinwheel, you just do like a fidget spinner or something like that.
And the slogan would be, make America great again for real this time, bitches. That would be the whole thing that's on there.
Mega FRB.
Megaferb. Yeah, and then everyone gets a bald eagle plushie, and his name is Megaferb. Like, that's it.
Oh, like a Beanie Baby? Like Beanie Baby, you get that out?
Exactly. But everyone gets...
Instead of a stimulus check, you get a fucking plushie?
A bald eagle plushie and a mint condition state quarter, never been circulated coin for $19.99.
Of Puerto Rico? Because
exactly.
Why not? They're already there. Might as well just
you might as well
put an extra star on the flag.
Why do we care? I mean, I'm kind of about symmetry and stuff. Like, how many stars would I need to make a whole nother row of stars there to make it work? How many stars? Man, I sound like an idiot for not knowing how many rows there are.
How many rows?
Yeah, of stars. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 new states to make a whole nother row to make a 10th row, which is great. So a 1T row with 5 stars. So we need to make 5 states for 55 states.
All right. So what do you want to bring into the union here?
Okay. So we probably could split California. They've already been talking about doing that shit.
Okay.
Right?
So go Northern and Southern California. That makes it easy.
No, I was gonna do it hot dog. Actually, it's just gonna be West California and East California. Because that is gonna fuck everybody up.
Line up. I don't like hot dog shape.
we're gonna fold California hamburger.
Crust?
Cut the crust off on both sides.
Just do it diagonal.
Diagonal, right? Yeah. So from like the Bay to where like Nevada makes its turn, right there where Vegas is, just like cut that way, like diagonally.
Exactly.
All right. So we'll cut California in half. So that's an
one
extra one. And then what do you say we'll bring the Puerto Rico in?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2. So we need 3 more states that we can slice up.
Or we can bring in new states too. I mean, we can. You want to go out and get like, I don't know, another state somewhere else in the world?
Well, I mean,
like you want to try to talk to Jamaica and get them to come on board?
Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahamas. Yeah, well, let's do Jamaica, Bahamas, and Bermuda, and then that's it. We're done.
Oh, you're just going to do it like that? You should just make it all one state, though, like Hawaii, but just make them all kind of the same.
So, like, that's kind of the Caribbean. Isn't that like a Puerto Rico kind of thing at the same time?
Yeah, okay. So you want to make that one, just call it the Caribbean state, and just covers all those islands?
Yeah, because then we don't need a passport to go there either, right? Because
any of them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then you save stars, so you can expand out even farther.
So now I need 3 more stars again, right?
3 more stars.
Do we want to cut up Texas at all? They're kind of big.
No, because Texas would
just
never go with that. They would try to shoot and do all this other stuff.
Bang, bang. Yeah.
What you could do, though, is you could take the city of Austin and make that kind of like the Vatican kind of thought.
Dude,
it's its own state.
I was thinking that, but I think it'd be kind of fucked up to have like a state surrounding an entire other state, like one whole state surrounding an entire other state.
I think the rest of Texas would appreciate it though, because I think Austin or San Antonio, one of the two,
it's Austin.
Super liberal compared
Yes,
to the rest of the state there.
It's Austin. So like, hey, yeah, we're taking you out of this, but you are landlocked by this state alone. That's almost as shitty as the fact that Michigan, a whole other section of that state that's not attached to Michigan, is on top of Wisconsin. Like, how fucking owned do you have to be like, yo, this isn't really contiguously part of our state, but it's ours, so fuck you. Like,
I mean, we do it with Alaska and Hawaii, right? Like, hey, it's not really connected, but fuck it, it's ours.
That's fine. But Wisconsin alone has this like one little fucking like, you know, like extra hanging skin tag that's Michigan, and it just sits on top like a stupid hat. Like, why didn't we just give that to fucking Wisconsin? Like, it's fucking attached physically by Earth, but it's like, nah, mine, bitch, that's mine.
Right,
it's Michigan's.
Write it down. Remind me. I'll go look it up. I'll go look up the reason why that part of Michigan's just kind of floating out there.
Yeah. Fuck, man. We probably can like convince like Canada to give us like Nova Scotia or something.
Do we want that though?
I mean, it's like north. I mean, it's just more north states. I mean,
we probably don't want it in Canada. We can leave Canada alone.
I don't mind Canada. We've only looked internally for one state, California. We're okay slicing California.
Yeah.
But we're not okay slicing any other state up.
I mean, we can be okay with it, but we don't need to. I mean, why not go out and get another state somewhere else?
All right, well, we did with the Caribbean.
Like, you want to go get Ireland? Convince them to be part of the United States?
No, that's too far.
Too far? So it's got to be in proximity. Well, Hawaii's farther out, isn't it?
Distance-wise than Ireland?
Yeah. Is it?
Fact-checking myself. Well, from a flight from New York, it takes 6 hours and 30 minutes. Ireland, United States. Give me driving directions.
Across.
They can't calculate it.
Across North the Pole, back through.
Hang on, U.S. to Ireland in kilometers, because it's 6,000 for all of our foreign people. For 6,674 kilometers from the middle of the U.S. to Ireland. Okay, so U.S. to Hawaii.
I was thinking like Maine to Ireland. How far that is?
It's 20. It is closer. It is closer to Ireland than it is Hawaii. You're right.
So I was right.
28,000. You see how I did that? You see how I admitted? I never told you really wrong, but I admitted and said, "Oh yeah, Ray, you're right."
Yeah, I said that earlier, Dan. You're right. 1T1 and 1T2 is stupid.
I never agreed to that. That wasn't the argument I was making.
All right. Back to this whole. So Ireland's within distance then, with that logic.
Yeah, if we're gonna say that the max distance that the United States reaches is 30,000 kilometers, then we can assume Ireland.
That gives us quite a big radius. So you want to do Ireland?
Oh, dude, that motherfucking radius gets us all of Mexico.
So we got some selection now. We can choose some stuff.
Peru, Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela. We don't quite... we touched the western coast of Africa.
Oh, yeah?
Definitely can hit Iceland and Greenland.
Oh, those are good ones.
And then, dude, let's do another tropical one. I want Fiji. How far is Fiji? I think that's farther away, actually.
Too far.
Oh, nope. Fiji is fuck. It's just a pinch out too far. Damn it.
Too far.
All right, Fiji. You got lucky.
What about Japan?
Nope. Way far. Hawaii is halfway between.
Yeah, but are you measuring from Alaska though? Because Alaska we count, right? So if you measure off the tip of Alaska there.
Oh fuck! Are
you doing that or just happy from the center of the United States?
I was gonna beg just anything in the center of the United States.
Oh, okay. So if you're doing that, then yeah, you can't count Alaska.
Yeah, no, I don't. Alaska's too far of a reach. Just I can do 23,000 kilometers on top of 23,000 kilometers.
Right,
you can't.
Okay.
Can't do that. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. That's
I say we take Ireland because they don't really want to be part of the UK anyway.
Okay, so they're gonna have it's not a Brexit. What would it be? A Rexit? Ire exit?
They'd just be acquired.
Okay, just assume. All right. So we get in this deal so far, we've picked 3. We got California split. We get the Bahamas, Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico.
All classified in one state.
Yep. Jamaica, the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
That's all. The Caribbean is one state, and
Yep.
then we get Ireland.
Yep.
All right, so we need 2 more. Yeah, Newfoundland's kind of out there on its own, out on Canada. Nova Scotia's attached, so Newfoundland's kind of its own island in Canada.
Yeah, but what does Newfoundland have to offer?
What the fuck does I don't know anything else.
Like no one. That's probably why we're cool with Canada taking that, because there's really nothing going on out there.
I mean, do we just want to assume Mexico and quit this whole fucking border wall thing? We could do that.
So that would be your other state, or would you divide that up into 3 states or 2 states?
We could divide that up probably to a solid 2, if not 3 states.
Just Baja California and then the rest of Mexico?
Well, that's kind of a big separate. Dude, Baja is like nothing as far as the state's concerned, size-wise.
Okay, so scrap Ireland and just pick that up then?
So you want to like bring Baja in and then split Mexico into like 3 states?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2.
That would like cause, what do you think would happen? Okay, so let's say we go through this logistically.
Oh, so here's what you do. You bring in Baja. You count that as Southern California.
You extend Southern California into Baja.
Yeah, and then you cut Mexico up into 3 states.
Okay, so SoCal to NorCal, that's 1. Mexico into 3, and then the Caribbean for 5.
Yep, there you go.
Boom. Okay, so we're just taking the southern part of North America over.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I wouldn't say take over. That's a little harsh. Assuming.
We're giving them the option of joining the union here in this fictitious world. They all said yes.
And then we get a whole nother row of stars.
Yep.
Okay. I like it. So what happens then? Okay, so there would be some things that would have to change. Like the drug cartels that are in Mexico that thrive off of this, illicit activity that they participate in would no longer necessarily be that illicit if they were assumed into our union. So do we then legalize drugs so that they can still continue to make a profit, and then we get to use that and tax that revenue stream now, like we do with marijuana?
Yeah, I think you just pick a state for like the hardcore drugs. And then
so if you want to be a crackhead, everyone goes there.
Yeah, like Florida would be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
Or one of those states that has, natural disaster seasons like tornadoes or some shit like that.
Wait, so hang on. What? Now you got like fucking class degradation and class lines drawn. Hey, you want to be a shitsicle and use illicit drugs? You got to go to a shit state. Like that's what we're telling people now.
Yep.
Man, I don't know if we're gonna do that. That's not a good platform to go on to win for president.
Well, you gotta tell them that. You just say, hey,
you don't tell. No, dude.
Wyoming is now an open state.
I'm trying to fix fucking the corruption that goes on in politics by running for president.
All right, cool. Then just make one of the ones that are assumed, like make Jamaica an open state. So if you want to go and do stuff, go party in Jamaica.
Well, we could just make Mexico. I mean, it's already there, right? We can make Mexico, all 3 of their states, an open state.
Yeah, you could.
And then, yeah, you could go party in Mexico if you wanted to. We get the same thing we do now, but we just get to reap the benefits from a financial standpoint in taxes based upon the activities that still continue in those countries or states.
Yeah, and we don't have to deal with the whole should we build a wall or not. We just, hey, it's all one happy family now.
Yeah, the wall between Mexico and Guatemala would be way fucking smaller.
Yeah, for sure. If we decided to do that. I don't think Guatemala wants to be part of any of that, so,
Well, they can't fucking be added to a state because we'd have to make fucking more stars.
Or another row, and we have to pick 5 more fucking states. So.
Well, it's 6 more on the next row because it's every other row is 5, 6, 5. So now we got 6 more states. Yeah.
No. I think we're good with the 5. And then, you just got to make up the laws. Making them an open state isn't the stupidest laws out there. There's way more stupid laws out there right now, today.
I would agree. 100%.
I was looking up the other day about stupid state laws, and there's one in Florida that says if you're an owner of a bar, it's illegal for you to participate in the competition of dwarf tossing.
So a patron can participate in dwarf tossing, and anybody else in the entire fucking state can participate in dwarf tossing. But if you own a bar, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's how bouncers got invented?
Just bouncing dwarfs?
Well, just bouncing people in general, and they're like, and this one guy comes up, and he bellies up to the bar. And he's like, give me a beer. And then he gets a little wild and rambunctious. And then he's like, and because he's a dwarf, you can like probably pick him up by like his, you know, his pants and his shirt and just chuck him willy nilly. But, you know, someone probably sued the bartender, and then it caused a whole, you know, level of ruckus within the state and the judicial system, that the loophole was that you hire security guards now to throw out the dwarfs and anybody else for that matter that is running, you know, amok in your bar.
Well, I think the thing is the whole competition aspect of it. So the actual headline here I read in this article.
The competition. I took that to like all the bartenders meet up, and they're like, all right, everyone throw their dwarf and we're going to mark it, and whoever's the furthest wins.
Yeah, it's like a shot put of dwarfs.
Oh, shit, dude.
Or a disc of dwarves there. So here's the actual things.
Hammer throw.
Yeah, people who own bars, restaurants, and other places where liquor is sold may be fined up to $1,000 if they participate in or permit any contest of dwarf tossing in Florida.
I think $1,000 is worth the fine.
So
I mean, the amount of money you're going to get from like the marketing and the mainstream and the revenue from like people, the patrons participating and watching this, it's worth $1,000.
Could be. It says that Florida outlawed tossing little people in 1989 after the bar activity caught on in the southern parts of the state.
Fuck.
Florida legislator tried to repeal the law in 2011 but was unsuccessful.
Could you imagine that? Like, all right, listen up, Your Honor. We got this really cool idea. We want to do a throwback night in the bar. Back in the 80s, we used to do this thing, right? Like, bear with me. Just settle. Just listen to this real quick. We would throw little people around for fun.
And the winner gets a free beer.
Now, if I can find someone to like sign a waiver and say they're cool getting thrown around, are we cool? What do you say? Like, do you think that's how the appeal went?
Probably.
Like, how would you convince a judge like this law is stupid, repeal it?
Well, I just want to know, like, hey, we thought it was. First off, are they throwing the same dwarf or the same little person over and over again? Or are they like, you had like a gang of little people that walked into a bar and they're like, oh my God, let's get this contest on. Everybody grab the little person of their choice. Let's do this. Like, who was the first person that thought that was a cool thing to do?
I have no idea. What if it was like, you know, like any like movie scene bar fight where like the first like two dudes start going at it, right? And they punch each other, and then you accidentally knock over like the beer of someone who wasn't even involved, and then they punch somebody. But that like the whole domino effect where everyone in the bar is fighting because of one stupid event. What if that was the trigger? Like there was a little person convention bar crawl that was happening, and then one of them got in a fight, and then some dude threw him, and then everyone else in the bar was like, that's a great fucking idea. And then, yeah, like you said, fucking dwarf snowballs get thrown around all over the bar. Man, so at the top of the bar is like, dwarf fight! And then like...
That's not the only weird competition type thing. In Minnesota, any contest in which participants try to capture a greased or oiled pig is illegal.
What if it was just like buttered?
Just margarine, just straight up margarine on this.
Just margarine, yeah.
No, officer, I promise you, it was just icy. I can't believe it's not butter.
I thought you were gonna say icy hot. I was like, that's a good one. We should do that.
Oh no, poor pig. The
pig's like, it's burning. It's cool. It's burning.
Could you imagine trying to catch a pig all rubbed down in icy hot though? That'd be kind of jacked up for you too. Like
I can't imagine
if you put it on the back of the pig or something. Like, because you have to like dive, and like if you get a face full of icy hot, that's not cool.
Well, that's part of the punishment if you don't know how to catch a pig the right way, I would say.
Yeah.
Advantage pig.
Well, and the same law prohibits turkey scrambles, according to the Minnesota state legislature, because you can't scramble for turkeys either.
Man, what the fuck? So it's weird that like these laws are in place because at some point in time these things happen. And I was thinking on the way home today, because kids started school again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember like your mom or dad ever telling you like, don't ever get in a car with a stranger? Like, yeah. Don't ever do that. Like, if you don't know the person, don't get in the car with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever come up with like a
password?
A code word? Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking today, like, because Carter's starting kindergarten, effective today, and it's distance learning, so I don't have quite the need to do this quite yet. But I was like, holy shit, is this still a thing? Do parents still tell their kids like not to get in the car with strangers?
They should. You should still do that.
So while chasing down grease pigs and or throwing dwarfs and or telling your kid like to not get in the car with strangers, one time that was relevant, and now I'm just curious as to are one or all of the above items I just listed still relevant today that are happening?
Well, apparently, since they tried to repeal the dwarf tossing competitions in 2011.
Dude, do you think it's like underground like cockfighting? Like there's like sects of like groups
like dog fighting, cockfighting, dwarf tossing.
Dwarf tossing. It's like all right, well, you got to knock 3 times and wink one eye to get into the dwarf tossing competition underground. Like I don't know.
Place your bets.
Hey, but the PSA here is if you have a kid that's starting school and you don't have a way to tell this kid to not get in the car with strangers and make sure they have a password to get in the car with a random person, do it. It's important. I just, part of it is I just don't hear about like kid abductions like that. Like, when I was a kid, I don't recall it happening in the 80s either, but that thing, like people getting picked up from school, I just don't know if that's still a thing.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Well, I don't want to find out. My kid's going to have a safe word and he's going to get picked up.
Yep. Just make sure he doesn't tell anybody. I remember one time they taught us that in karate, right? So you'd be like, hey, the first lesson is how to say ki, right? And the second lesson is make sure you have a password. And this one time, this kid, somebody tried to like, hey, your mom sent me to come pick you up, right? And the kid's like, what's the password, right? So get on that kid. And she's like, your mom didn't give me a password, right? And then the kid's like, yeah, I'm not getting in the car with you. Good on the kid still, right? But he's walking with his friend, and so the kid walks off, and then she turns to the friend's kid and goes, hey, what was his password? And the friend's kid's like, oh, his password was Ninja Turtles. And she's like, Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles. I have no idea what happened to that kid, but I was like, damn, dude. You're not supposed to
that password is not going to be ever spoken again. It's between you and the parent, and that's it. I'm not even going to tell you what mine was when I was a kid, because for some reason, if I ever get into a situation where it's like, come with me if you want your mom to live, and I'd be like, I need to know that my mom's safe, and you better give me the fucking password. My mom will know that.
Does she remember
still probably to this day? She should, and she's gonna listen to this, and I'll get a text. Your password was blah 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 blah, and she's gonna get it wrong, and she's gonna die in a terrorist situation.
No,
because she's gonna be like, it's wrong. You didn't get the right password, and I will remind her what the password.
No,
was.
Mom, your password was wrong because your caps lock was on. Sorry, sir. Did you say that was a lowercase j or an uppercase j?
What font did she say that shit in?
Times New Roman? Not it. Sorry.
So, a couple episodes we talked about your favorite superhero, and yours was Silver Surfer?
No, I just named a superhero.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for playing along effectively there.
Yes.
And
you're right, Dan. Yes, I remember. It was Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
Silver Surfer. So my mom, she responded back what her superheroes were. Now, I'm questioning my mom's integrity of like which side of the fence she is on.
She named all DC?
No. Her superheroes were Venom and Penguin. Those are arguably villains.
Yep.
So now I'm starting to think that like maybe she plays for the bad guys if she thinks that her superheroes are Venom and Penguin, because they're not superheroes. They're villains.
I thought Venom kind of flip-flop size though. In the comic books. Like kind of like Sabretooth.
Well, yes, kind of, but he definitely played more of the villain role when it came to like Spider-Man. He was a Spider-Man, arch enemy type concept. But yeah, you're right to some degree where Venom has kind of that like he did some good stuff, and you kind of like if you watch like the Tom Hardy movie rendition, like Tom Hardy's not bad, but Venom like coerces him and convinces him to do this shit, like kind of manipulates him to do these evil things. So But I think in the high level piece of it, these both, and Penguin's pretty straightforward a villain, like obviously, right? So they're both bad guys. So now I'm curious as to my mom's mindset of what she perceives as superheroes. Like, do you think she ever watched like Batman? She's like, yeah, fuck that guy, like you did when it came to, trying to define and justify a superhero.
What?
Like, I hope the Penguin wins this time.
Well, he doesn't. So.
Well, yeah, I know. I saw that movie. Which Danny DeVito played a great role in that for Penguin. Great role. Anyway, just kind of recapping on some feedback we got.
So your mom's a supervillain then, is what you're saying?
My mom is a supervillain. So maybe I don't want to trust her password because maybe I'm going to get caught.
Or maybe you're a supervillain, you just didn't know about it.
Oh, fuck. I'm like a double agent.
Or a triple agent.
What would be the triple? What would be the third one?
I don't know, just one more.
just from 2 to double to triple to 3 it's just one more, man. It's just simple math. What's your problem?
Yeah.
Hey, good job on that one.
One up on it.
Just add another tick.
Yep.
You sent me today the largest example of fossilized human feces ever found.
Yeah, surprisingly, I read about that on Reddit while I was also taking a fecal matter.
Well, did you plan? Was it bigger than this to where you could fossilize it for someone to find it?
Yeah, go ahead and read the dimensions of that because that was.
I'm getting there. Like I'm looking at the picture right now. Like, there's a couple things that go on my mind. One is that if you're like some kind of archeologist,
dude, it's a fucking Chipotle burrito that came out of some human's butt. 8
inches long and 2 inches wide. So yes, to give it some context of how large this thing is, it is about the size of a Chipotle burrito, double wrapped.
Yeah.
With extra.
Well, how else would you get your Chipotle burrito? Absolutely double wrapped.
Do you still? Dude, I haven't had tortillas in so long, and I haven't had a Chipotle burrito in so long.
You sounded so.
I honestly.
Oh my god! I haven't had that so long.
Do people still double wrap their tortillas?
Yeah, but I haven't had a burrito from Chipotle in quite some time. It seemed like a great idea when they first came out, right? Because they always bust through the tortilla seam, right? So you get double wrap and then you're good to go.
Well, I would double wrap them because it would be like the perception thing for the employee. They'd be like, "Oh, this burrito doesn't have enough stuff in it," because it's laid out kind of as a really a larger tortilla. So they would stack more in it.
You're trying to get a little bit extra guac on yours without paying. I get it.
I'm surprised they didn't charge $1 for an extra tortilla. It's gonna cost more for a tortilla. Okay, fuck, I don't care. I want it double wrapped so it doesn't fall apart in my hands.
It's gonna cost one Susan B. Anthony, please. Can I just give you this? No, Susan B. Anthony only. Shit.
Fuck, man. I'm gonna get that. So anyway, you're an archaeologist, right? You're digging around. I am not
an archaeologist.
And your claim to fame is that you found a fossilized piece of shit and was like, holy shit, this thing is fucking huge. Hey, Larry, check this out. This is the biggest piece of caveman shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Man, I want to know what it was made of. What was the contents? What was it eating? Well, get it, but there's got to be food particles and stuff, right? What caused this ginormous piece of shit literally coming out?
I don't know. I didn't look that far into it. I saw the Reddit there.
And why is it not also converted into Keurigs? Oh, there it is. About 7.4 Keurigs. Thank you, Reddit. God damn, you're amazing. I fucking love Reddit.
Katie Keurigs?
This is great. Katie Keurigs. Yeah, exactly. South Park reference. Go find it. It's great.
Love you, Reddit.
Dude, it's 5 down. About 7.4 Keurigs. Oh my god. All right, the age. What was the age, Ray? How old is this piece of shit?
I don't know. Did it say there?
You have to make your deposits strategically so they can fossilize and one day be discovered as the largest known corpulite in the year 1572. That's for if someone was going to do it. Man.
You want to look it up real quick? It was in Lloyd Banks, the rapper, right?
Yeah.
Lloyd Banks.
The Lloyd Banks corpulite.
Corpulite.
Light, Lite. There's
a Wikipedia. The Lloyd's Bank corpulite is a large paleofeces or human dung specimen covered by archaeologists. They were excavating a Viking settlement.
Okay.
So some Viking poop.
So when you say like you're old as shit, it's like referencing this thing right here.
Yeah. The corpulate was found in 1972 beneath the site of what looks to become the York branch of Lloyd's Bank. Analysis of the stool has indicated that its producer subsisted largely on meat and bread, whilst the presence of several hundred parasitic eggs suggests that it was riddled with intestinal worms.
Oh. I mean, they didn't even help eating that one.
They appraised it for insurance purposes.
Jesus Christ, dude.
In 1991, York Archaeologist Trust employee and paleoscatologist, I assume that's a doctor that specializes in paleo poop.
God, can you imagine getting a degree in that?
Yeah. Dr. Andrew Jones made international news with his appraisal of the item for insurance purposes. This is the most exciting piece of excrement I've ever seen. ...
God damn it.
In its own way, it's irreplaceable as the crown jewel. It's irreplaceable as the crown jewels. The layers that cover the porpulite were moist and peaty.
Hey, Mom and Dad, thanks for the college education. I got a degree in studying old poop.
Oh, there's
Love you.
further readings?
It doesn't tell me the age, just Viking era. Okay.
Yeah.
God damn.
Viking era. No age.
Well, that's one for the books, man. So thanks for that. You know, we end up talking about, I think every episode there's like a tick mark we can definitely nail every time we talk about something that's like genital related or poop related. So I guess that's like a thing we have to do now.
Show me your genitals. Your genitals.
Yep.
Remember that song?
Yep. Your genitalia. Yeah. That was when YouTube was like the only place for entertainment. So many YouTube people that are no longer thriving because there's so many other mediums to be famous on now.
I was listening to Spotify's top hits or something like that, which kind of I think lists out like the top songs in the world. And
you did the global top 100?
Yeah, dude, I didn't know anybody on that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
Fucking, I felt so old. I was like, who's Billie Eilish? That didn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, she's awesomely popular. I don't know her songs, but she's popular as shit.
Yeah. I looked her up, like, who is this person? And yeah, she's got a lot of popular stuff out there that I've heard before. I just didn't know it was her. And then
you're definitely having an old as shit moment right now. That's
right,
for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm out of touch. I'm gonna go back to listening to my DMX from '97 and my Ludacris from the early 2000s.
I'm trying to keep up on the rap game, like these artists, and it just doesn't have the same sound, man. It's like it's rough.
Oh, now you sound old as fuck, right? Because that's kind of people say as they get older. Back in my day, the music was way better.
Well, I'm not saying it was way better. It's just like the genre has just taken this swing, and I don't know. I just don't know what we're doing. What are we doing here?
They're just trying to clap on money. That's what it is.
Everything though is that way. I mean, it's just everything is a revenue stream. Like,
I was excited because I saw that Tech Nine's releasing a new track on Friday, and I was like, oh man, it's gonna release to Spotify, and it's actually like a 4-minute song versus like the 2-minute songs everybody's putting out nowadays.
Yeah, was it you that was telling me about why they're pumping the 2-minute songs? Like why that's the manufacturing media like expectation now?
Yeah, so they can flip it.
They could just
flip
plays.
Yeah, you're like, oh great, I listened to a 2-minute song. Let me listen to it 8 times so I can get revenue from Spotify on it.
Yeah, you know, there's some songs like from like Dream Theater that are like 12 minutes long, and that shit, like, yeah, you're listening at one time. You're not gonna be like, man, that shit blew my mind. I'm gonna listen to it again. Yeah. It's like Freebird. That song takes for fucking ever too.
Yeah, you can find it on Spotify, but definitely probably doesn't have the amount of plays that some of the other ones do.
14 minutes for Freebird. 14 minutes.
Yeah. In the Garden of Eden, I think is that one, right? It's like a 17-minute song. Dude's hella drunk. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, that's what it is. Because he's all drunk. Couldn't say it right.
Garden of Eden?
No, it's spelled wrong. It's like In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida or something like that.
Did you say Living La Vida Loca? Is that what you said?
No, In-Gadda-Da-Vida. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
In-A-Gadda...
By Iron Butterfly, 17 minutes.
And now we're down to 2, like basically an album now. One song equals an entire album of 2.5 minute songs.
Right.
It's all the plays, man. Just trying to get the plays.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this Billie Eilish. I was looking up her stuff, and did you know she has I'm going to butcher this word, synesthesia?
Fuck, you butchered it pretty good. I don't even know.
Synesthesia, Synesthesia. Synesthesia.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Billie Eilish has synesthesia.
Country of origin?
Probably, well, it's 2 Greek words put together.
Say it again.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Synesthesia. You want me to tell you what it is? You've probably never heard of it. It's basically, I read it in a book called Incognito, but it's a disorder where, maybe not disorder is probably not the right word, but it's an abnormality within like the human genetics where people, when they see numbers, they actually they can feel things or taste things, or like it's represented as like a color, right? So when they look at the number 1, they see orange, right? It's kind of that thing. Or when they look at the number 2, they taste potatoes, right? Or when they look at the number 4, they they feel cold, something like that. So it's like a connection mishap in your brain, and so she supposedly has that.
Yes, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, that's crazy. Like then it's not just like one. It's like everything. It's like every number. I remember reading a documentary about that actually, where like this guy, he was like rattling off numbers, and he would do the math in his head, and then the number, it was a particular shape. So like to your example of colors or feeling, he would like shape clay. Yeah. And so when he would do 5,279,672, and then they like redid it a few times, like over time, he would shape clay into that shape of like, this is 5,700,200, like whatever it is. Like this is that number, like in this particular unique shape. Could you imagine? Dude, that's pretty crazy.
Well, it's all in your mind, right? So it's crazy like how your mind
that's a lot of really data,
jack up your perception of the world, right?
But that's a lot of data to store, to be able to have like all those unique characteristics on those values or those things or those items.
Yeah. I don't think it's any more data to store. I think it's just how your synapses happen in your brain. I'd have to look up exactly why it happens that way, but it's just one of those things that, it's an abnormality that happens in the brain. Some people have it. It's kind of cool though if you think about it. I mean, if you find something you like, or you're like, hey, if I see the number 2, then I taste chocolate, and that's what you like is chocolate. That'd be cool. You just have a bunch of 2s around your wall all the time.
Just getting hangry, like, man, I really can go for some chocolate. You just sit there and 2. Okay, I'm good. Like,
right. That'd be kind of cool. Or if it could be more of an endorphin flow too, right? Hey, I love the number 5, or I love the letter A. It hits a serotonin flush for me.
I think there's probably a flip side to this. It's probably not so good, because like if anybody's like, oh, bacon, and then you see like, a mythical demon from the underground, like that would be pretty fucked up.
Yeah. So anytime you see bacon, and you see like a demon.
Yeah, you smell bacon, and then it's like, I'm going to eat your soul from the inside of your butthole, and it's like, that's not where we want to be. Yeah. So breakfast can never be the same for you ever again. Or any other meal for that matter. Would you like to add bacon? You go to McDonald's, make it bacon. Like, no, you don't want butthole demon. Like that's not, no, thank you, please. It's only an extra 50 cents. I said I don't want it. And then you just like cover your ears and scream really loudly. Like, I mean, there's a flip side to this shit.
Sure.
I'm glad I have a very nice vision of bacon in my brain.
Would you rather have that, or would you rather have Tourette's?
I don't know. Probably Tourette's, I would say. Because then you could just kind of say whatever you want and be like, sorry, I have Tourette's.
Oh, man, Tourette's is kind of debilitating, though.
Oh, it definitely can be, for sure. But I don't know if like normal, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say because I don't have or I haven't had to experience a day in the life. So it'd be hard for me to say like, well, your issue is worse or better than this issue. Like they probably both are not fun to deal with.
No. Yeah.
and they probably are not, something that I would like ask to participate in. And I commend the people that are out there doing, living, surviving, working through, thriving with any of those kind of, debilitating things or ailments that they may have. It's so funny because I like equate everything to South Park when like Cartman backed, like when he tried to like pretend that he had Tourette's and he just wanted to be able to say whatever the hell he wanted.
Yeah.
And this was like going back when I was thinking earlier when you mentioned about, get good at a sport and then you go to be an Olympic athlete for that country. Cartman did that too, where he thought he was going to beat the Special Olympics by acting like that he had a mentally, handicap ailment to himself.
That was
and he
special,
lost.
That was the Special Olympics, though.
Yeah. Well, that's even worse. Like to some degree, like he thought he was going to be able to win against a bunch of disabled kids. That didn't work out for him. So I don't think Tourette's worked out for him. That episode worked out either. So I don't think I want to do either one of those things.
What you're saying is South Park's already done it, and we should follow their lead with Cartman failing on all of his mischievous plans.
Like when I was a kid, it was always The Simpsons did it, right?
Yeah.
Which South Park also created an episode of The Simpsons did it, where they spent the whole episode trying to do things that The Simpsons didn't do, and they couldn't do it.
Right.
But when they're on 23 seasons of South Park now, they definitely have like done some things. Yeah. What have they been successful at?
Oh, I remember the one thing that Cartman's been successful at. He made the parent stew for that kid and made him eat it.
Oh my God, that was fucking, that was a whole new level for Cartman. I saw, I was like, holy shit. And he like licked the kid's tears. And he's like,
Yeah, he's been successful at that.
The Chili Con Carn Festival. Yep. That was that episode. Do you remember the kid's name?
Was it Scott Tannenbaum or something like that?
I think you're right. Fuck. Now I'm going to check it. Chili Scott. South Park. Scott Tenorman. So close.
So close.
So close. Scott Tenorman must die.
Yep. That was it.
Rough, man.
Yeah. Good, man.
Whole different layer.
Yeah. Did you watch that 5-OT hockey game the other day?
I did not watch it, but I was, dude, I fucking saw it. I was like, fifth overtime, Lightning wins. I was like, holy shit, dude, fifth overtime? And then it was like 87 saves or something like that. I was like, God damn, dude, like, that is a huge game. Huge game.
I guess people are all pissed off because, like, once you get into second or third overtime, the referees just kind of let you play, right? So they don't like to call penalties. And there was one where people think there should have been a penalty shot, a play on that. And then Columbus should have got the penalty shot. And Tampa Bay ended up scoring shortly after that. But it is one of those things where, at some point as a referee, you don't want to make that call saying, hey, I'm going to end the game here because I'm making the call for a penalty shot, That's
a little tough, right? Like,
it's old school hockey.
You're right. You don't want to end the game with the penalty shot because it seems kind of cheesy, but the penalty was committed, arguably. I didn't see it, so I can't say for sure if there was a penalty, if it was soft or valid, but
in my opinion, penalty shot or penalty, at least a penalty or penalty shot, but I think nothing was called.
Well, so maybe that's the balance that they didn't do. Give them the penalty, but not necessarily roll the penalty shot. Like call it to be roughing or something instead of it being tripping while he was in the act of shooting or some shit like that.
It would have been hooking, but yeah, it's
whatever it was. I don't know the penalty. I'm just saying for hypothetical reasons that if it was hooking, just give him the hooking for the 2 minutes and not the penalty shot. That would have been probably more of the right decision. But calling nothing is the same shit that like we deal with like when football is happening and no one calls pass interference, or someone does call pass interference within the 10 and there's 10 seconds left on the clock and they drive it in for a touchdown and then the Saints lose their entire season kind of thing. Like that's the kind of shit like that shouldn't be, well, one, it arguably shouldn't be on the referee's head to make that call. Like the next stoppage of play like should be reviewed by officials or, the central, agency, NHL or whoever it is, NFL, and make a decision there for a fair game. There are already challenges as it is in the NHL. Like, you have to expand the review for challenges.
But then you get too much into the whole, hey, I'm reviewing everything versus just playing the game. I just sent it to you so you can see it on IG there.
But it's about making the right call, right? Like, especially in playoffs, like the right call needs to be made.
I get the argument, but as you watch this, it's definitely a penalty shot. Should have been.
I wouldn't say penalty shot. Definitely a penalty.
He has a lead on it on a breakaway, and the guy trips the shit out of him.
He's not in the act of shooting.
He doesn't have to be in the act of shooting. He has to have a breakaway.
Doesn't he have... Oh, I guess the breakaway part, yeah. He caught up to him. He was fucking there.
He's still behind him.
I ain't gonna lie. I would take this penalty all fucking day.
Well, yeah, it's a good penalty to take, but that should have been a penalty shot, or at least a penalty.
It should be at least a penalty. Hands down a penalty. Because I purposely have taken this type of penalty to make sure that this fucker doesn't score on the break.
He completely whiffs on the puck, trips the guy. Could be a hook, trip, whatever. Yeah. That's a penalty. Yeah, in my opinion, definitely. Penalty shot.
Yeah, I would say at least a penalty. No, you got to call that. And I could see why like Columbus would be pissed there.
Yeah, they lost.
Now, the thing that's going to be a heartbreaker is that like if Columbus comes out, yeah, exactly, and and Tampa wins and all this other shit, they're going to go back to that game. Yeah. But if Tampa sweeps, then that fucking shit don't matter no more. Like right. You had your opportunity to come back off of that.
Spoken like a true Sharks fan. Yep.
Hey man, just don't score 4 goals in fucking 5 minutes and everything's great.
Right.
God, that's still one of the best comebacks I've ever seen in hockey.
That's bullshit.
That shit was insane.
Bullshit.
That shit was insane,
Stupid.
Dude. I was so drunk. That was great. All right, man. Anything else on your to-do list there?
I mean, there's other stuff that we can talk about. I mean,
you want to shelf it?
It's illegal in New Hampshire to carry seaweed home at night. That was another one.
Oh man, we're still there. Fuck.
So that's probably the only interesting one. Oh, and the other one I had to was kind of along the same lines of the pandas all being owned by China.
Oh yeah.
One of the weird laws I read was all beached whales in the UK have belonged to the king or queen since 1324.
Well, what the fuck did they do with them?
I have no idea. I'll have to go and do some research. We can talk about it next week. But
that's my whale.
But yeah, anything that's a beached whale is like, yes. That's the kings. Don't touch that. It's the queens.
Did you know, like, so I watched a video where, like, I guess the most humane way to deal with a suffering beached whale is to explode it. They, like, strap explosives to it and blow it up.
I mean, I don't think you can shoot it.
I don't think so either, but they basically strap it to the dome and say, all right, here you go.
That's crazy.
At the point where it's already beached, it's already probably close to, dying anyway. But apparently the most effective and humane way to end the suffering of a beached whale is, a large whale, right? Something you can't Old Yeller kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is to strap explosives to it.
And kablooey?
Kablooey.
Kablow. Kapow.
That's nuts. Well, we'll end it on that morbid note. Thank you for everyone, as always, listening and supporting and providing feedback. You really don't understand how much we appreciate that, and the criticism we got. I did get a compliment the other day, Ray, that each episode that we're doing is getting better and better, and I also can agree because I listened to one of our first episodes, and we're only in episode 14, right? Like we're just still babies in the game here.
Uh-huh.
But that first one and the second one, they're a little rough, and as you go along, I've like, oh, these are a little bit better as we've gone along. So
how so? Like editing wise, or like topic wise, or
some of the editing, yeah, some of the editing wise is there. Some of the sound quality is there. I was definitely trying to learn a little bit more than what I know now, and we'll get another 50 episodes in our belt, and it's going to be like fucking magic, But some of the presentation, some of the conversational pieces, how we work through things, it's just cleaner, it's just sharper, overall, your car may have 4 wheels and the hubcaps, but it may have a bubble in one of the tires and your windshield might be cracked. But as you go along, you replace the windshield, you get new tires, you maybe get some rims, and then your car starts looking a little nicer.
I roll in the Pope Mobile. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah?
Yeah, the one that looks like the piece from the Trouble board. It's fun getting in trouble.
Yeah, and so can I like jump on your roof to like jumble you up and get a different ray? Is that a thing?
Exactly.
Okay, I'll do that next time. I'm just going to slam my feet in your fucking sunroof. 6! I rolled a 6. Yes!
You got to make the noise, though.
Well, we didn't do any sponsor segments this time around.
Yeah, we did. I just did one for the Board Game Trouble.
It's a Game of Trouble.
Hashtag, or I'm going to tag them in our Instagram post this week.
All right. So I don't know how many times we've said trouble in this
just the
episode.
last 3 times here.
Trouble.
I mean,
So
if you
I'll
want,
go
I can at North Korea in this. Just
No.
tag North Korea. I don't
But
know
now
how
we're in
successful
trouble.
we'll get, but
We'll know when like our Korean audience goes, "Hey, I listened to your whole episode, but all it is just a bunch of," because we were in trouble with Korea, and it's just a repeat of that sound effect. So, all right. Well, this episode has been brought to you by the game Trouble, which also is the Dice's Pupmobile. So there you go.
yeah.
Now I have to go find a sound effect of that fucking game, dude. Great. All right, that's good homework. Okay, so thanks again for everyone. You're awesome, amazing. We love you. You can always and please follow us on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at ILPAC Podcast. You can go to our website and get all of those links right away and quickly at ilpac.com. I think our email, yes, is ilpacpodcast@gmail.com. And I think that's it. We did it.
Yeah, I'm in the
Another
G's
one
on
in the
my
books.
Netflix list there, just in case anybody's tracking where Ray's at in his my list.
Man, you went from D's to G's. You either like did a slam sesh or you just
I'm
didn't
trying
have
to
a
go through
lot
it.
of
I think at the
E's
end
and
of this
F's.
though, I'm gonna like just not watch TV for a good couple months.
I would strongly encourage that. There's a lot of shit you're not doing by watching all these
true.
shows.
I mean, some of it's just passive, right? So if it's like it's a show that I don't really have to pay attention to, I just put it on in the background while the kid's figuring out how to walk and stuff. So just watch him. That's fine.
How's that coming?
You know, he's been able to do it like structurally and strength wise for a while, but he's now getting the confidence to take steps and stuff. So he'll go about a dozen steps or so before he's like, I'm done. Fall over, go crawl. But yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome. It's gonna take flight here real
0 to
quick.
100.
So 0 to 100. All right, Ray. Any final thoughts that you'd like to participate in
You're
here?
all welcome to try to join in and try to get the biggest fecal fossil for 200 years from now.
Oh no!
So-
I do not want to see people's shit pictures.
Make sure you send it to Dr. whoever that guy was I mentioned on here, Dr. Aaron something or other, the paleoscatologist. So, yeah.
Do you want to add him in this
Let's see if I can
episode
find
too?
him, add him in it.
Hey, we talked about you and really questioning your career choices, buddy.
He appraised it.
He's like, these fucking guys talk on the internet and think they can say whatever they want. Well, let me talk about their career choices. He pushes his poopy fingers up into his fucking nose bridge.
Maybe that was his dream job, dream goal. Let's say that for next week too. Your dream job, right? Like how people get to some of their dream jobs.
Job. All right, so you guys get look at that. You've made it. If you made it this far into the episode, you get a little sneak peek in next episode. We're gonna forget by next week, but sneak peek of next week that we were gonna probably potentially talk about dream jobs.
Well, tell us. You can hit us up on social media. Tell your dream jobs, or tell us jobs that are obscure out there that you know about, and we'll talk about it.
Hey, do we still have any giveaways going on?
Yeah, dude, I still got all the gift cards plus some I can give away.
And a bidet.
And a bidet, yeah, exactly. I got some little Lego figurines too that somebody can have if they want them.
I got this like half block of cheese in my fridge that like at least is good for another year. It's aged cheddar. I mean, much older can it get? And you can have some of that too if you want.
I don't think we have any half blocks of cheese. We had some charcuterie the other day, so it's all gone.
The cheese, yeah. That means your charcuterie will chop your cheese inventory like to nothing.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
Your good cheese inventory, right? Because you can't just have like, I mean, you could do a white trash charcuterie board with some cheese whiz and some Kraft singles and Triscuits.
Yeah, we did it. Yes, dude. They're brought back. All right.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
Some Ruffles.
You can double dip with your crackers by putting cheese on your Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
That's fucking classy. All right, cool. Well, Triscuits, we got you out there. They don't want to be associated with us at all, dude. We were talking about, yeah, dude, white trash charcuterie, get some Triscuits. But like, hey, that's not how it works.
Yeah, well, Triscuits, in my opinion, are a little bit more upper class than a white class charcuterie board. So maybe that's probably like a middle class charcuterie board with some Triscuits.
Would you say like a wheat thin is a lesser?
I would say Cheez-It, man.
A Cheez-It is not a charcuterie bread.
It could on a white trash
Or
board.
cracker. I think a saltine would hit that mark a little bit more than a Triscuit.
No. I mean, you could do saltine, yeah.
I think a saltine with the Kraft single is a fucking... Yeah, a saltine with the Kraft single is like the lower quality charcuterie. And then the Triscuit would be like the upper quality. And then those fancy circular crackers that have like the multigrain on them that you get like in the 3-pack at Costco.
Yeah.
That's like your upper crust. That's like your fancy shit. All right. So giveaways. IllPack Podcast. Hit us up on the socials. We love you. Good night.
I'll send you some cheese singles.